Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 12th episode of the Defiance Central Podcast. I'm Jembu as usual, and with me I still have Calber and also Matt.
Hello, everyone.
What's up?
So, this week has been, it's been an interesting week for the PlayStation 3, and we also have some new what do they call it, episodica missions, episode missions, or...
Pursuits.
Pursuits, yeah. We've got pursuits in this week for the episodes which involve Hellbugs, which we'll catch up with. Well, we'll talk about it later. And we've also got a new patching coming, and they've also told us a way of getting our stuff, our name or our likeness into the game, haven't they? So, what have we been all up to this week in the game?
I've been mostly still PvPing.
Yeah, PvP here too.
And tomorrow...
tomorrow. Right, if you want to know when we're recording this, we're actually recording this on, the last part of the 1st of March now. So, not March, May. Bleeding heck. Happy May, everybody.
I don't want it to be March again.
Yeah, we still have to wait for the game.
Yeah, that too.
The 1st of May is today. Well, it's closing now, but we have also been an announcement today that there is another patch coming to the PC, Xbox, and, on all the consoles by the looks of it for tomorrow, and Freightyard is back.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm so happy because a third map really does add so much. Tomorrow I will just be rolling my face in Freightyard all day.
That's something I've never thought I'd heard, or I would hear being said. No, but for those of you listening to last week's podcast, we spoke about how it wasn't in. Freightyard is the capture and hold mission the capture and hold PvP mission that everybody is missing off the pursuits right now. You have is it under the contracts?
It is under the pursuits.
Where basically you just need to do stuff in a capture and hold mission, which at the moment is Freightyard. They took it out, I think, maybe launch day.
Yeah, they took it out, I think, 6 or 8 hours after lunch.
Basically, it was just unplayable. You had your players disappearing, and basically no ticks were happening, and so you couldn't even complete the game. It just timed out with 0-0. But no, that is back. I cannot wait. It'll be nice to do some sniping from long range now, other than in Shadow Wars.
Quick tip for those. The Cerberus is in Freightyard, so that's a good way to get your driving skills up if you're still trying to get that pursuit. Also, quick tip for those who hate Cerberuses, just run around with a detonator, plop 3 rounds, and you get a triple kill. Free kill.
Well, isn't it one, when you blow up a Cerberus, everybody's ejected without their shields, aren't they?
Yes, but with a detonator, if you actually land them on the top of it, you hit all 3 people, and 3 rounds of a detonator have enough spread to kill a person. So with that spread, you just kill all 3.
Ah.
At least that's how it worked on launch day. And I think that they don't want to change. Actually, it's the way it works in Shadow War as well. So
now,
easy kills, guys. Just go cloak, land those shots, and you'll laugh your ass off.
It's also on quite a nice cooldown as well once it's blown up. I think it may be on a 30-second or a 45-second.
It is really easy to actually get into the Cerberus on those maps, which is kind of nice because everyone wants to get those driving skills. And it's just fun to play around with. Especially if you manage to get your friends in there and your voice comes on.
I still like shooting people, though. Because the good thing about the Cerberus is it's an open top. Yeah, you can see everybody, so you can easily just snipe people out if the driver's not being very conscious of the surroundings, can't you?
And a lot of drivers are sadly not very conscious of their surrounding.
Look.
Drivers in Shadow War, please do not stand still on an objective. Also, please do not go within one meter of another enemy, because we cannot shoot them from that range.
And also, don't hit any walls.
And also, just don't drive out of the objective zone. I mean, are you fucking retarded?
But I want to push enemies out of the objective zone into walls. I don't see the problem.
That's why we should never let you drive. Say not. Oh boy. No, right, but that is basically the main. I say the main thing. The main thing I like out of tomorrow's patch.
I mean, it's another big issue tackled, and to be truthful, there are not many left. So then we can start seeing new things.
Aye.
Yeah.
They've watched them. They've done a few little tinkerings of levels, which I can also see it being with the new content, the Hellbug season that they've released, which we'll talk about as well. But you now, instead of being 250, ego rating 250, you can be ego rating 175 now, which will open the contracts, which is kind of nice. Although I think they've just lowered that for this content, to be fair.
Well, it makes sense, because, I mean, it's a game that is, like, accessible for, like, people who just pick it up after watching the TV series, so they need to take in mind that people might be playing it for a half an hour and then just doing it again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, lowering it makes a lot of sense. And at the end of the day, ego rating means nothing. I mean,
it really doesn't.
The only zone you cannot really go to without jumping to a friend to San Francisco, which isn't required. So you can just drive around the entire area before the bridge and just complete your pursuits anyway. I like that. I like not locking content to one zone.
Yeah, and it works really well with the game being a shooter as well.
I'm just having a quick look at what else is in there. They've decreased the cap, decreased the requirements for some of the co-op maps, the Islands of the Lost, Scrapwork Salvage, and Selector Evacuation co-op maps. Yeah,
that's good, because, again, it means very little. I mean, we've run people through with, like, almost 1,000 ego rating between us. It really doesn't make any difference.
So that's basically it. They've added some content, or should I say they've added some fail-safes to some of the stuff that doesn't, if you fail a mission or if you're being slow in a mission or whatever. So that looks like that's done. They've fixed some of, what have they? They fixed the recorder, that New World Thugs recorder, which everybody's been on about. That's been done, and the increased times and locations for emergencies for the new contract, the Just Business contract. So that's been done as well. So they're basically covering themselves with this whole Hellbug stuff, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good to see.
You sound super excited, man.
No, I'll get onto that in a minute. It relates to my thing.
Your thought
Topic.
of the week.
Yes.
Topic of the week.
I couldn't think of the damn. I couldn't describe it.
No, right. Also this week sees quite well. Since the game's launched, they've been quite busy on the whole blog front. If you don't know where to go for that, it's community.defiance.com. Now, basically, they post there. They post about the Badlands missions that they do, and they talk about stuff. They even give you a little bit of heads up on how to do your weapons customizations, your weapon skills. But mainly the reason I go there anyway is to see the news from developers, like from Nathan Richardson and what's going on. Now, like we were saying, they've told us that the Hellbug season has begun, which basically means for the next 3 weeks, I think it is, they said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, over the next 3 weeks, there's going to be some new kind of Hellbugs about. From what we've seen there, it's, radiation, incendiary.
Every element is
sci-fi.
Like there.
So I've actually ran into some just after the patch. I say just after the patch, just after everything had reset and it had been launched, and it was quite good. It was quite nice to see him. It was a refreshing change from just seeing normal Hellbugs.
At the end of the day, they are retexture jobs. I mean, they're relatively easy to do things, which I don't want to sound bad, but I mean, they're easy to do. Yet they look awesome. I mean, I would argue that the flame elemental Monarch looks like 20 times better than the original one.
Yeah.
Just because of that flaming effect, it's just it looks really, really cool.
I remember it was not only because there were so many people there, but I was in a Shadow Wars and we were getting our asses kicked, and there was just this Siphon Monarch there, and everybody was just there killing it. Like our team, their team, people that weren't even in the Shadow Wars, in the Shadow Wars, and it was just brilliant.
On that note, Siphon Hellbugs are by far the most dangerous. Those little skitterlings, if they jump you and they proc, they take about 50% of your shield away. Now, most of those farm, right? So if you have like 4 on you, that could be interesting if you're trying to shoot them with, like, I don't know, an SMG or something like that. So I quite like that. The rest of them, I mean, one of the complaint I was reading the other day is that people were kind of hoping for some new tactics on them. I guess I can understand that. It's also like, I don't know. This is kind of nice. I mean, in the case of the Siphon, it's a little nice change in difficulty. Also, for those trying to complete the pursuits, you will probably find out that electric archers seem to be really hard to find. There's one pursuit with like this giant tree stump, and that one seems to be the best. Just keep farming those until you get the archers. And you get either poison archers or electric archers. So, should be easy enough. Just do 10 or so and you should be done.
Also, the patch tomorrow as well should hopefully increase the locations for those emergencies needed. So,
on that note, yeah, I did most in Sao Solito. The other ones just didn't really seem to spawn, which I found odd. So maybe that is what the patch is about.
Right, so that's for the next 3. They're in for the next 3 weeks, and so they are used for what is it? Thinning the herd and unconventional methods, which is this week's content for the episode mission, which tied in nicely to the show. They've also released how to get your likeness onto the show. Now, this is... We were having a conversation about this earlier, weren't we, Cal? And
we always are.
We always are. We're talking about one thing Defiance or another, even when playing other games. But, no, I was quite concerned when they released this, because basically it just sounded like one huge grind fest. If you haven't caught on, the Defiance Most Wanted is basically from April 29th to May 12th. What you have to do is you first have to go onto the website and make sure that in your applied codes, I can't quite remember where the code is, that you have, Lawkeeper Initiative or something like that in there?
Yeah, something like that. We'll chuck it in a link.
Aye. That you've got that code redeemed in there, and that puts you into the running for this thing. It seems to have automatically done it if you were logged in when when they released it. I know it was for me. I couldn't redeem the code because it was already redeemed for me. But basically, you have to be the most efficient. What is it? Arc salvage per hour collector. Now, when that first got released, I was very worried that people, if you've been watching Cal's stream and you've been following us and stuff, you'll know that we have a player called Mad Dog, who I think isn't he like currently the highest on the EU side anyway?
Oh, only on EU.
Only on EU. Only by like 100 or something like that.
He hit the normal XP cap.
Yeah.
So the only way to level up then is by pursuits.
Yeah, so he's hit that, and we were thinking, right, he's on a lot, so he's just going to be able to do it, no problem. But then they released it that it was per your earnings per hour, and only by things you kill, from as far as I'm aware.
So, yeah, does that mean like PvP rewards are also not taken into account? Mission rewards.
I'm not 100% sure about it.
I mean, it's a nice idea. First of all, I'm kind of disappointed that they do it this way and not like make the first crossover thingy actual like something that role players would be into. I mean, let's be honest, they already got kind of shafted with the game, considering the chat is far less than desired. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a. It's not a bad action, but it's something that might have been done later.
I'm just actually trying to find out.
Basically, what I was hoping for is that it would actually involve someone, like, I don't know, holding a contest, like, what would your backstory be of, in this case, say, your most wanted villain. What's your backstory? Write, like, maximum of 1 page so they can actually review it and they don't get 30 pages of spam. And then pick just the best person. Either let the community decide with votes, which could be frowned upon, or have the community managers or like some people pick, like go over them, and then do it that way. I mean, at least then the people who are actually into the universe, really into the show and the game, have a chance to get their character in, instead of just some random guy who's
on for 12 hours a day.
Well, I mean that's the thing with what you need to keep in mind. It's per hour. Meaning that if I go into Shadow War, my arc show is, say I play Shadow War for a day. Now, that will almost certainly degrade my arc show if it's per hour.
Yeah.
Which I don't really care about, because I think this sort of stuff is really fun, because it's something they can do, having the entire transmedia thing. But it's not something I would really be excited for. I think that there's the only good thing is that there's no real way that you can like say, well, the next 5 days I'm just going to go full out arc salvage per hour hunting, because there's just no that I can think of reliable way to farm it other than just do arc falls the entire day. That's the only thing I can think of.
I found when it first got released, I found that you could I can't remember which farm it is. It's basically where you've got to take out the generators, make the generators overload. It's a Raiders area mission, and
I know what you're talking about.
They just basically, the Raiders just continuously spawned, so you could just sit there and fire, and probably maybe 50% of them, whenever you got the rocket guys or the tanks or whatever spawned, they dropped arc salvage, and it was anything from 50 to 90 units. So there's just going to be there's going to be one place where you're going to find that just spawns units that drop salvage. But I do have to agree with you. I thought it would have been something slightly different.
Well, I mean, either way, it's good. I just hope that they keep, like, in the back of their mind, like, let's give these guys that are really into our universe a go at, like, getting their name in there. Instead of someone that just, like, hey, this is cool, I can show off, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's the only complaint I have.
Right. Not only did they tell us about the Hellbug season, but they also spoken about where is it? They did an article saying, "I listen, therefore I am," and this is basically they're constantly looking at community feedback. And what you want to see, and we'll also put in this. We'll plug the site here a little bit. If you head over to Defiance-Central.com, we've got a poll running in the widget bar on the side.
Which has finally got the new layout.
Yes.
Sorry it took so long, guys. Fucking hosting companies. I swear.
It took us a while, but it's there, and it's nice. People are liking it, which is always good. So go check that out. But we've got a poll going on the side. Which was accompanied by the article that we did for it, and we want to hear what you want to see from the list on there. So basically, they went through the article and they told us that they're watching us play. They're also watching all the feedback that we do, because there's still a feedback option that you can do. And also, if you get any of the feedback surveys or anything like that, please answer them, because that is one way how they get their feedback from us. When I spoke to Bill Trust in San Diego, they were saying that the DLCs and such, they have their ideas for them, but they're not 100% set in stone. We, the community, can push in a way that say, oh, we want this, we want that, and therefore they'll look into it and they'll see what they can do. One of my favourite things that they put out that they've seen is people wanting group and raid instances requiring 4, 8, or 16 players. I would really like that.
I'm just disappointed that PvP tournament and spectator mode isn't higher. There are like 3 votes, and one of them is mine. So
one of them is mine as well.
People, please do us a favor. We want spectator mode so we can comment on people. That's all I will say. I mean, all the options, to be honest, are very valid things. I think player clan storage and auction house is just something that so many people have been wanting and expecting since launch.
Although I was quite surprised about the auction house one. I was looking on the forums and somebody saying, don't input the auction house. And
don't?
Yeah, he was like, no, don't do it. It's not... They want to do a reverse auction house. Do you know where...
What?
Right.
Sorry, a reverse auction house?
Yeah.
Like where you can place orders?
Yes, basically. Right.
Okay.
We're going to go back to Eve here for a
second. So
it's
basically the market for me.
Yeah. Eve had, in one of its...
talking about spreadsheets now as well.
No, we're not talking about spreadsheets.
We talk about Eve every week.
Although we didn't for the last couple of ones. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure we bumped it in there somewhere.
No, but Eve had what was known as the escrow system, which is now turned into the contract system. Where you can place an order and then the first person to fill it gets what you've offered and stuff like that. And
okay, I see.
Guys, this would never work for Defiance.
Yeah,
I know.
It would never work.
Because weapons are too random for that. There are too many weapon combinations for you to actually reliably pick weapons, and there is no way in hell that they're going to... Because I'm pretty sure there's a random factor involved in weapons as well.
Yeah.
So there's no way in hell that they can list all the weapons and just pick which weapon you want. And, I mean, the one thing that an auction house would do, in my opinion, is make script valuable. And that might not be a bad idea. Although, one problem I see is people have not been valuing those scripts so far. So as soon as the auction house comes on, you're going to see prices skyrocket because no one gives a crap about that.
Right. The dude did have economics and all that.
Economics.
No, the guy did have one valid point, which I would agree with on the auction houses, is the fact that if an auction house got put in, then all the people that want to make new characters and stuff like that can just basically get a friend who has money or get who's that, and they just buy. I know there's still ego requirements, but
if you lack 200 ego, you're pretty much in for some trouble unless you you can complete some easy pursuits. I mean, that might actually be a really big problem because say you're a certain guy called Maddock and you're 4,000 ego rating or something like that. You're never going to sell your weapon
782 something
because no sane person, I'm sorry Maddock, is ever going to be able to use your weapon.
Yeah. I don't know, there's scaling weapons and all that sort of stuff. That was one of the things that they'd seen. They like scaling weapons. I think it was scaling weapons, where you could literally buy a weapon and it would scale down to your ego rating or something like that, which may or may not help the situation, but...
that would have to be ridiculous scaling, though. That value would have to be insane to scale down that much, because there's not a huge difference in the weapons.
All base damage is pretty much alike, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, no, it's a great thing because it makes the game more about skill and less about what ego rating you are.
But it also puts them in an awkward position to actually get excited about loot.
That's what I'm saying. I've had the same shotgun for a while, and I am perfectly satisfied with it.
Well, I can easily name you 10 items that I would want with like specific elements, specific like XP unlock thingies and stuff like that. But I mean, what at the end of the day, what it is about is purple and orange items with those extra stats, and those extra stats seem really random. Meaning that when you get one with like +9 clip on a shotgun, it's pretty much that's the one I want, because then you basically never need to reload ever.
That's just a pain in the ass when finding the right mods for the right weapons.
Yeah, that is something that I would like to. Well, we should talk about that another time. But yeah, that is something that's
for ones that are still not 100% sure. Even if it's just tuning in for your first time, you can actually add mod slots to your weapons when you hit a certain ego rating. I think it's 100. And that allows you to add modifications that you can buy from vendors, get from side missions, get through synergy mods, lockboxes sort of thing. And has it actually been confirmed? I can't remember for the life of me. If that you need the same synergy mods as it says on the weapon.
Yeah, there's probably someone that's going to go like, well, why the fuck do you guys not know this? But my understanding, and again, I can be entirely wrong, but that's the only way I can see it work, is if you loot a weapon, it has no mod slots, and you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 in it. That means that the 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the synergies. That means that is on the weapon, so those stats are yours. If you would have a weapon with 4 mod slots, and you equip 4 of the same synergies in there, then you get all the stats up until the 4. Would you put 2 in there, then you get all the stats up until the 2. If you put different synergies in there, then the game will decide which one it picks, which seems to be a bit random. But again, I might be entirely wrong on that, because I've never really asked how that exactly worked.
There'll
that's
be
the most logical approach.
Endgame stuff. As if there wasn't any endgame in there.
So basically, if you're listening and you're thinking this call dude does not know what he's talking about, shoot me an email, clarify it, and we'll make an article.
Easiest way. Crowdsourcing our articles. Right. Let's see. What else has happened this week in the game? Anything worth noting?
We pretty much covered the Hellbugs, didn't we?
Aye.
There wasn't much more to talk about, I don't think.
I've seen a lot of people whine about hackers, and we've touched on this a few times. I can only say that I don't encounter that obvious hackers in the game.
Yeah, I haven't really had any issues with
I've seen people claim they had 4 hackers in one match, and it could be that they're
like
queuing together.
Yeah.
I think what happens, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are hackers in Defiance. It is a problem. Triton is dealing with them. That is what they've been saying. That is, in my opinion, very obvious. But in my opinion, a lot of people are blaming hackers on a few things. Being one-shotted with a heavy scattergun. Yes, it is possible. You need to get a headshot and you need to be right on top of someone, which with Cloak is possible. If you've seen my stream, you've seen me do it like time and time again. It's not a hack. You see infectors, which are anti-sniper rifle infectors called Immunizer, which by default have 40-meter range. Now, there are a few things with this. The normal one is not that overpowered, but if you add certain mods to them, they become quite powerful. Also, if you add some other mods to them, the range seems to increase still quite a bit. Now, I can easily understand that certain people are thinking those are hacks. And there are a few more weapon combinations where if you actually used your mods, if you took the time to farm your mods, then those weapons become extremely powerful. And because 90% of the community do not know that yet, a lot of that, I feel, is being put on hackers. Also, there's one bug in PvP at the moment, which I've encountered this week, is where the model of a character does not load at the start of a PvP match.
Yes, the invisible...
Basically, he's cloaked the entire match. This is not a hacker. This is just a poor person, which was either insanely lucky or just got like 5 reports on his ass from angry opponents. So... Those guys are not hackers, guys. They're just extremly lucky or unfortunate, depending on how you see it. Yeah. So basically, you see their fire, you see their muzzle flashes, but you do not see their characters. And there are.
I have to say that I've come across. I don't think I've come across any hackers of yet. I've come across people that well, they're insane, like having pretty much like a fully automatic scattergun because of the mods that they placed in and stuff like that, like rapid fire.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you get your scattergun to like 1.3, it's pretty much.
Yeah, if you farm, like I was saying, if you farm those mods and stuff like that, if you're lucky enough to get them on the vendors and or in your lockboxes, then use them or flog them. I think, to be fair, that the mods could be a more lucrative market than the weapons themselves.
Yeah, but it's not only the mods; it's also the extra stats you get on the purples and the oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for example, if you get an extra rate of fire, especially on, for example, shotgun, where that is still king, which hopefully changes a little bit with Freightyard, it's going to basically help you out. Like,
I have to say, even though it got hit by a Nerf bat, the shotguns are still annoying as hell.
Well, I mean, the normal shotguns have not really been hit by a Nerf bat.
Yeah, true.
I like my shotgun.
I like my shotgun as well, but I like my scatter shotgun.
What I love was one of the developers posted, like I think last Sunday or something like that, is that he gave up and he went with a shotgun. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some tweaks coming, because I mean, they are obviously aware that's an extremely popular weapon, and that is usually an indication that something might need to be a little bit tweaked. It's just like, how do you tweak it? But we might not want to go into that at this point.
Let's not, no.
We have a lot of stuff to cover.
We've hit the half-hour mark already.
Right, the one thing that I will also cover on this, I think it was yesterday maybe, they released more stuff on the Defiance store. The actual thing. So,
including the Steam, the Steam Tier 3...
Nomad. That's it.
Nomad, yes.
Gosh darn it. I'm getting tired of this. You know, I should have seen that coming, because I was really happy with... Oh God. Okay, so here's a problem I have with companies doing that. Back when Star Trek Online came out, and this is coming back to Defiance, and this won't take long. Back when Star Trek Online came out, there was a pre-order bonus that I got from pre-ordering it from GameStop. I know. Anyway, point is, it was a special skin that made your ship look like the original series Enterprise. Right now, I was so happy. I was like, oh, dude, this is going to be awesome. In like 2 years, I'm going to be the only person that has this. Less than 3 months later, it showed up on the store. And that's exactly... This is less than a month after the Defiance has come out. The flippin' Tier 3 Steam vehicle has showed up on the store.
Well, at least you didn't pay extra for it.
It was a pre-order bonus.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. It can be frustrating. I mean, yeah, it can be frustrating.
Also, one of the other things that I've seen on there is that finally they've I say finally, I liked it as it was anyway, but they've done the Arc Infiltrator suit.
They fixed it.
It's red now.
Yay. Did they give that to everyone, or how'd they do that?
Right, basically, you got they changed it to a VBI Infiltrator suit, and it's just basically it's in your checkout. in your store page, in your where you can collect all
Claim
your
items.
stuff.
Yeah.
The claim items thing. So they haven't taken the old one off you.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think
just
they'd do
giving
that.
you the new red one. So I think it would have been very bad sportsmanship if they took the other one off you.
Yeah, friends of mine were talking about this the week it came out. They're like, there's no way they're taking the tan one away, because the instant they do that, there's going to be even more rage than there is now. So I kind of figured they would do that. But that's cool. I think the red one actually looks a little bit better, but personal opinion.
Right. I've just come across one other thing that I do want to touch base on, and it's, I don't know, it's people being impatient, people wanting things right now, right then. I've seen a lot of talk about people saying, the season pass wasn't worth it, can I get a refund? And,
What?
How can they say that? They haven't even seen anything yet.
Oh my
exactly.
God.
That is my thought.
They haven't paid for anything yet.
People are
anything paid yet.
The DLC, the season pass covers 5 payable or buyable DLCs for the game over the first series.
None of which have even been talked about at this point.
Yeah, none that have been released yet. You've got the DLCs, which are the free DLCs and the free content, when I say free content, I mean updated content, like weekly content, like be it how small it is or whatnot, be it your pursuits, be it episode missions, or extra encounters or stuff like that. That's still content. They've said that they're going to put content in each week, and they've kept to that, be it, like we're saying, the pursuits or something. But with this DLC pass, nothing has come out yet. Yeah, you can go ahead and say, right, I'm just didn't want it, and you bought it anyway while it was on offer or stuff like that. Fine, go ahead. But you haven't seen anything. So saying that the DLC season pass was not worth it, you haven't even seen it yet.
You're stupid. You're stupid. Send your angry letters to Matt Trek. I don't care. You're stupid. They haven't even talked about it.
Look at it from the other perspective. If they would have launched their first DLC 3 weeks after launch or a month after launch,
that would have been bad.
There would have been whines. Wow, I already have to pay for this? What the fuck are you guys
tomorrow
doing?
The game has been launched for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? I get beyond words at sometimes. I really do. Because it's not even been spoken yet. I've heard rumors that there's stuff coming soon. But
they're not even paying monthly. These people need to be educated properly on how we used to do things. Okay, Matt, I'm on your boat now. I pissed off. We got this.
Right, well, that's about it now for the for the game talk, should I say.
Well, okay.
Unless,
we're over time again, but, my topic, it's kind of valid for this week as well.
Oh, go for it then.
You can go ahead with the topic.
Just let me plug it for 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's 50 minutes for a podcast, an hour for a podcast. What's the difference, right?
An hour and a half for a podcast.
No, I'll keep it really short. But
right.
I just want to quickly reflect on the episodic content that we had so far. And personally, it is something that I was expecting great things of, and in retrospect have been less than my expectation was. That's not meaning I find it bad. That's just meaning that it wasn't as grand and awesome as I thought it would be. Still means that some weeks it could be awesome, but at the moment it's cool but not epic. Let's put it that way. Now, what I liked about the first two was that you had those lanterns, you had the data recorders, which gave a lot of insight into the lores. And then Dispatch. Now, Dispatch would have been awesome if they didn't remove the key codes from the road missions or the emergency missions 2 weeks before.
Yeah, I think they still need to find a balance on that.
This comes down to, I wouldn't say poor planning, but unfortunate planning. Because their team obviously saw, people are getting key codes way too fast, so we need to take them away from area missions, which is valid, because it was way too easy to get key codes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that they should have tweaked emergency missions in such a way that you could either get one key code of each emergency. If that is still, in their opinion, too much, they should make it like an 80% drop rate or a 60% drop rate. At least get some key codes. Because while I was doing my pursuits, I mean, I finished my episodic content, like, I don't know, within two hours of the patch. I was enjoying myself. I was enjoying myself doing the new Hellbugs, doing searching for stuff, just clearing the road mission, the emergencies. They're fun to do. The only problem is, at the moment, the reward that you get for them is nothing.
Yeah, there's no incentive.
You get XP, but if I have to choose between getting experience or just enjoying my time PvPing, I will just pick enjoying my time PvPing.
Hey, now, you get, what is it? Is it two codes per PvP match?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, true.
I think it's 3.
Is it the same every time? Or
yeah,
no?
it's always the same.
Okay, I never actually looked.
It's the same. I actually think it might be 1 Jimbo, but it might have been changed. But yeah, this comes down to, I think, them still tweaking it and this already being in. This, I mean, I would have seen myself like going the next week like, oh, we're just going to clear road missions because one, I get key codes, so I can like buy a lockbox every day. I am enjoying my time. I'm farming Hellbugs. I'm doing stuff. I mean, I would have enjoyed that because I am actually really surprised about the amount of events they put in on these emergencies because there are like a good 7 or 8 different ones, and they spawn different Hellbugs. Now, you can argue that that's not the most dynamic stuff ever, but still, it's, in my opinion, it was fun to do.
It's still good content.
I mean, it is better than the week before that, where you basically just had to drive around, click data recorders, and light lanterns. Which is not
lanterns are great.
But it's much better. This week was much better than the week before.
Yeah.
The only thing is, after you're done, there's no real point from, like, a type of gamer that I am on going back. And that's all I want to say about it. So, I hope they consider, like, at least giving some keycode rewards or, like Arkfalls, give a chance to add some proper loot. Because there needs to be some incentive to do them. It needs,
it needs some kind of loot table, doesn't it?
In my opinion, from a game design point of view, and I'm no game designer, but I am a gamer, if I ride across the world and I see an emergency, I need to go like, oh, emergency! Let's do it, because I get stuff.
And not like, emergency, the guy's gonna die.
And I shouldn't be getting stuff every time, and it's not like I expect, like, awesome loot, but I expect a chance of awesome loot, or a chance of reward. And yeah, that is just lacking at the moment. And that's all I wanted to plug in this podcast. Which took less than
everything
10 minutes.
Apart. Yeah, it took less than 10 minutes. Right. So, this week, we saw episode 3.
Who the hell baits alone anyway?
Yeah. What? Wait, do what?
Who the hell baits alone anyway?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. I was actually expecting everyone to instantly know what I was talking about.
No, well, yeah, it's your accent, mate. Come on.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's the Dutch accent.
I heard bait. I was like, who the hell wants to be bait anyway?
As an American, I have no accent. I don't have to deal with this problem.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, American people don't have accents.
Nope.
This week
we just mumble things. We just make sounds.
So if one of you guys can translate for me, then that would be awesome.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Juice Shores just replied to a tweet that I made while I was watching the show.
I'm debating if I should quickly hit my game topic or if we should move on to the show.
No, we should. I think the show this time.
Yeah, okay. Because mine's just rant anyway, so let's go ahead. Like all of my stuff, it's just me ranting.
Right, so this week saw episode 3 of Defiance.
Yeah.
And as usual, it's, US still airs a day before, and it's going to be the same forever. But Yeah, shut up. But this week saw the introduction of Hellbugs, as you can tell from the game, into the show with some really interesting scenes and interesting concepts coming in.
Oh, by the way, spoilers from this point on.
Oh yes, spoilers.
I feel like we need to point that out every episode.
So yes, who bats alone anyway?
Look, look. No one should.
What kind? Right.
That's a weird question to ask. Do you pay the loan? Yes.
I'd rather not, but hey.
Look, you're... Yeah,
Depends
okay.
if your wife was Jamie Murray.
Well, then no. But in certain cases, you know...
Right. We'll start on it. The relationship between Alec and Christy has, it's blossomed a little bit more with the ending of last week's episode with them getting engaged. So they're taking on the human custom of getting engaged before the wedding. And we see Christy not staying at the ranch with her father and her brother, but staying at Daytak's house, and basically trying the customs out, trying some of the customs from the Castathans, and Daytak put his foot in it a little bit, didn't he, this time?
I think he got a little bit caught with his pants down, to be honest.
I thought that was pretty funny, actually.
Did you guys see that coming? Because I kind of had a, okay, here we go again, Game of Thrones moment, where...
Oh dear, where from
suddenly
Game of Thrones?
she talks the language.
Yeah,
like,
God, that was like...
I mean...
Spoilers for that episode of Game of Thrones, by the way.
They don't know who we're talking about in Game of Thrones.
No, I'm not going into it. I just want to say... I saw it coming in Game of Thrones because the scene was much longer and like in multiple scenes. In Defiance, I was like, oh, that's fun, but where the hell did she get the time to learn that? But okay, I think that was a really good scene because that was another like awkward confrontation between their relationship.
Right. Basically, Christy's there. She's cooking Vuitton River rat or something like that, isn't it?
River otter, I think, is what it was.
River otter, yeah. Well, they're rats, really, aren't they? But anyway, she's cooking that for the Tars, and Daytak comes out and speaks out in Castathan, literally dissing the meal. And Christy...
Well, and her father.
Well, yeah, and her father, pretty much.
Well, that's like a given.
Yeah, she storms out, and Alec tells him that she's been learning Castathan too. And just the next phrase out of his mouth, I think, is golden. Well, that was awkward.
No, he said that was unfortunate.
Oh, no, sorry, yeah, that was unfortunate.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was just hilarious.
And that was an
question for you guys. Do you think Alec is actually like how to say it? I mean, if you look at it from the parents' side, they obviously don't really give a fuck. They just want the marriage for the financial gain and power gain. But I don't think Alex sees it that way.
Oh no, he's being no. I don't think he's in on that.
He's sincere.
But do you think he knows that his parents see it that way?
No, I don't think
he does. Is that just a Keston thing, or would that be a character trait on their end?
I think that's a character trait.
Yeah. Well, we all know that Daytak doesn't like the Macaulays.
Or the rates.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows that.
Yeah. And it's just everything's got to have a kind of, well, it's not a blood feud, but it's a feud, isn't it? And well, I read a review earlier, and it was basically saying there's different aspects of different things in there. So you got your Romeo and your Juliet. You've got somebody even said Walking Dead is in the show.
Do what?
This is why I don't read reviews anymore.
Seriously, is Walking Dead now on equal grounds as
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet? Is this a thing?
This is, I don't want to smack talk anyone, but I mean, so many reviewers just so.
Well, this is with anything, though, isn't it? The
Games,
best thing,
music,
yeah.
It's always the same.
The best thing that I saw was somebody ripping into it because it had an alien scene in it.
Oh, okay. I want to talk about this because I didn't have a chance to watch this episode until earlier today. That scene legitimately disturbed me. I did not. That was completely unexpected.
Right, here we go. Right, we'll lay the ground rules on here. The scene opens. The scene opens. The show opens. The titles settle. No, basically, to introduce the Hellbugs, they killed off a couple of characters, and well, yeah, they did. The first one was basically a dude who had, were they Reeboks or something like that? Nikes or some really bright red
tennis shoes.
Sneakers,
Yeah,
trainers or whatever they call them.
They were running shoes.
Yeah.
Running shoes.
And basically he got tracked through the woods and, of course, got eaten.
That was a really good scene because you could like very obviously tell that was a guy who was missing like the old world and was holding on with his iPod, with his running shoes, with his outfit to like the sliver of his, like, I don't know, his family or like what the world used to be. And it ended up costing him his life.
Yeah, and
the dumbass.
that was kind of like, oh, okay, that's kind of... I keep forgetting the show's TV-14. The moment where they're going over his organs, I found a little bit like, oh, okay, wow, this got a little bit dark. And then I think, I can't remember. Stephanie Leonidas' character, Arissa, finds a gland in a tree that would identify it as a human male, which was a little bit disturbing. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. But it is nothing compared to how sudden the next scene was.
Right, the next scene takes us into the Need Want bar, where I've forgotten her name now, and she's one of my favourite characters. Kendra, yeah, is working, shall we say, and she's cooked a bloke some food, and they have a safe word.
Cooked a bloke some food doesn't describe what was happening with that food.
Yeah,
that was weird.
Do you guys want to know the clinical term?
No.
Okay.
No, what?
There's a I don't even want to know.
It's a food fetish, that's all I know. The guy was...
No, he was wearing diapers and was being treated like a baby.
Oh, yeah.
I hope you caught on to that, because otherwise you were misunderstanding the scene.
I didn't even catch on to that. Okay, that's clever.
So you need to go back and watch it, because he was wearing diapers.
No, I remember the diaper. It just didn't even click in my head that he was wearing a diaper, which is interesting. I think I was distracted by the fact that he was turned on by the food on his chest, but, you know.
Oh, okay, but that seems to be really common, I think.
But anyway, they get down to business. They're working. Well, she's working. And a hellbug comes through the ground, through the bed, through the guy's chest, and you just see his teeth erupt through his chest. Now, I like that scene. I like that bit.
But how the hell is that an alien scene? Come on. Is that trademarked, copyright?
Yeah.
Go away. Go home.
It kind of is, though. I mean, that's what started that. And no, I don't see anything wrong with using that.
Yeah, but I mean, that is not... I mean,
if anything, it's just a nod from the writers to Alien.
So anyone who ever has an alien in his chest is suddenly like that's like an alien ripoff.
Yeah,
that's like saying any game is like.
That's how society works.
That's like saying any game now.
I really do not agree with that, because
is a Skyrim thing, saying I was a great warrior until I took an arrow to the knee.
In my opinion, that is like degrading the creative talent and freedom that writers has.
Well,
if you put it further than like any like dwarf and elf working together is ripping off Lord of the Rings. I mean, No, I just do not like.
All right,
that.
I'll take that as being too much. I mean, honestly, and I honestly didn't even make the connection to Alien. And I'm not saying there is a connection. I didn't even think of Alien when that scene happened, mainly because I was shocked that of everything that happened in that scene.
There was a bloke in a diaper with the food and the Hellbug.
And
basically, Matt, you were caught with your pants down.
No, I was not caught with my pants down. I was just very disturbed because I was sitting there going, "Holy crap!" And this is before the Hellbug even came. Because I was already disturbed by what was going on, and then the guy, oh look, there's blood, she's screaming, that's weird. But even like during all that, I didn't even think about Alien. I don't think it's fair to assume that it's an Alien scene. Although I can see how someone would like take that as a nod to the Alien movie, but I wouldn't necessarily think that that's an Alien scene.
Right. While all this is going on, Arissa seems to be having some problems. And Nolan has jotted it down to, post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an interesting scene, because while you're watching, you're thinking, oh, wow, she's having like a nervous breakdown or whatever.
Yeah. That's what
And then suddenly it starts to make sense, and you're like, wait, what? This is not Arissa.
Right, basically, it all started off with the Spirit Riders coming into town. And I have to say, Noah Danby's character, I still love it. It's a fantastic character.
That hat, man, that hat.
Oh, God. It's amazing.
Now, basically, one of the Arathian girls with him, she had a scar. She's called Rin. She was basically the main character in this episode. Well, the main
supporting character.
Supporting character. Thank you. In this, where Arissa was around her, she started seeing things and started having these episodes, as Nolan called them. And it turns out that she has some kind of sight. Now, this is, even though I liked it, this is where it kind of got a little bit weird for me. Other than the guy on the bed with the Hellbugs and the food.
Wait, this part was weird for you?
This part was weird for me. And during this whole thing, I picked up my continuity error of the week.
Oh, here we go.
They perform a ritual to help Arissa control this, to find Rin, because they work it out that Rin is placing attack pheromones, Hellbug attack pheromones, onto select things, like the guy with the running shoes,
and
the diaper guy, and also, we never actually mentioned this before, Christie's top as well.
Yeah.
After she stormed out of the house, her and Alec got attacked, but we'll cover that in a second, because I don't want to go too far off topic. Now, during this ritual...
Turning into?
Say again?
What is this show turning into?
I don't know.
Not willing to go off top. Somewhere out there, we're disappointing people.
One of my old work colleagues actually sent me a text the other day and said, just listen to your podcast, talking about going off topic. I was like, bloody hell.
Look, it's our format. Okay.
No, but they go through with this ritual to help it. And basically, they cut Arissa's hand, do some blood. He cuts his hand, do some blood. And then when he's going, whatever, waving his hands about, there is no cut on his bloody hand.
Hold on, I'm about to Amazon this. We're gonna see.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a problem with those type of continuity issues.
I mean,
because they are recorded, right? I mean, that's like they're recorded in different scenes, different days. I mean that.
I feel like that would have been recorded around the same time.
That's the same type of stuff, like. You see James Bond drive in like a right steering car, and then next time you see him in a left steering car, stuff like that. It's funny, but other than that, I don't really care.
No.
Look, we don't need to get into 007 when it comes to continuity, especially after whatever the hell it's Skyfall. Good movie, by the way.
No, but after they do this ritual, Rissa sees the past of Rin's parents being attacked and killed via the two deceased guys. And they ended up selling their land over to Rafe Macaulay. Then did the mine for who did part of their mine where I actually think the Hellbugs are, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think the nest was there.
Aye, and
that's what it looked like anyway.
Then they go out to find him, but before that, like we were saying, Christy got attacked. And how cool was Daytak's knife?
Lightsabers.
I saw, you know what? I saw Cal tweet about that a couple of days ago, and watching the episode today, I was like, "Oh, it's a lightsaber! It's a lightsaber."
No, but seriously,
it's an energy blade.
If I have to choose between a lightsaber and like a knife and something that can turn into a blade in a flick of a thumb switch, I would know.
I'm going to choose the
Screw
blade.
you, Jedis.
Yeah.
I want that blade. That blade is cool. No, but Daytak is kind of a badass. He can handle himself. He took on, 4? Was it 3? No, 3.
Yeah, but what's the story on the Hellbugs? Are they like native to their own world? Is that like they like, I don't know, say our ships in the 1600s where we took the rats over to other continents?
Yeah.
Is that kind of how Hellbugs started?
No clue.
I have no. Maybe that's a good question for a lore thingy, but
it would be nice to see how they came to existence, but I think it would be just more like macro, from the terraforming.
Yeah.
No, but how weird was it to see Christy protecting Alec? How much of a little Hagisi is he?
Well, he's a spoiled brat. I mean, let's be honest. He hasn't had a hard life so far.
He's being sheltered as well. There is not a cut on that man's hand. Confirmed.
Oh, you just...
I went to Amazon and checked. Yep. There's not a cut on a man's hand. Plot hole!
I feel we need to make a forum thread about this, guys. This just cannot go unheard.
Now I'm going to check how many Hellbugs Daytak was fighting.
No, but it was nice to see when Alec and Christy and Wraith, Daytak and the others went over to Rafe Macaulay's house, how much they were bigging Alec up, saying, he risked his life to save her. And you could just see it in her eyes going, but he was a whiny little bitch.
Actually, I don't think that was... That might be like different ways of interpretation, but I actually think that she understood that it was actually smart. Because now Rafe Macaulay was thinking, oh, wow, okay, thank you. Instead of like, well... You're still a little whiny bitch.
I know that, but after seeing him running scared like that, it's just like, he's just a whiny little bitch. It was a nice... it's there. It's Jimmy Murray's character manipulating people again, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing that like for hopefully seasons to come.
Because you can't kill her off. She's one of the...
I just cannot get over the fact that chances are very high that we will sadly not see Rafe Macaulay at some point anymore.
Yeah.
I cannot think...
on me.
I cannot think of any decent solution that would allow him to stay in the show if the plot continues this way.
Plot twist. Rafe Macaulay kills Daytak, marries Stana.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting
I would not be happy with that.
Something, by the way, quickly going off topic, but it's still related to Stana. Defiance posted a picture on their Facebook page earlier this week that kind of made fun of the hug scene between
which
Alec
was what
and
we were talking about.
I thought that was great that they acknowledged that.
That was. I especially liked how both Alex's character Twitter account and Stamma's Twitter account were actually posting about that. That was fun.
Yeah, I was just hugging my mum. Nothing to see here. Yeah, nothing like clothes, love. But anyway, no. But after all this, they go down and they go down into the mine, and they end up rubbing Stackle all over him. They find some hellbug poop, and to camouflage themselves, they go down and they cover themselves in it. Which I think that was the Walking Dead reference that they were doing.
Yeah, come on.
Wow, really? Wow.
People just think about weird and wonderful things.
I mean, if there was
zombies.
Castian running around without limbs, then maybe in chains. But other than that, no.
I don't know, man. Diaper guy lost some limbs.
No, he only lost his legs.
Those are limbs.
Yeah, but only lost his legs.
I guess compared to Reebok guy.
Yeah, Reebok guy just torn to shreds. No, so yeah, they go down and then they run into. Is it the matron?
Yes.
Yeah,
They're the matriarch, I think.
No, that one was the matron.
Oh, okay.
How?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is this where we talk about CGI again?
Yeah, we'll touch on the CGI here. Better than expected for me.
Yes, I was excited. I mean, a lot of people were probably expecting the CGI from the real action trailer type thing.
I really like that one though.
Yeah, but I mean that's obvious different production.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I really liked the skitterlings crawling on the wall, and sure it looked like Alien, but I mean that's the way it should be. I mean, I really liked it actually.
How good was the face though with the matron?
Yeah, it was good.
You don't sound impressed.
I didn't think it was bad. It kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it to look like that, especially when the hair bits popped out. I thought it looked cool. I honestly didn't really have an issue with the CG in this episode. Oh.
Yeah, it just looked really cool, and it was quite surprising as well that after all that, Rin turned around and shot. What is the dude's name? I can't remember the guy's name.
Top hat guy. Look. Everyone's turning into just noun and guy or girl. We've got Reebok guy, diaper guy, top hat guy. I can check
bio guy
because he's actually a character I'm interested in, so I'll check.
No, but yeah, there was a nice little scene at the end, isn't it? He goes, "You shot me." He goes, "Yes." And it's like, "I taught you better than that." He said, "I'm still alive." So that kind of was pretty sweet. No, but in the end, of course, they saved the day. They end up. Nolan gets the bright idea of taking the attack pheromones off Rin, chucking it at the matron, and getting every one of the skittlings to attack.
He is called Suka, by the way.
Suka, there we go. I knew it began with an S. Yeah, and then they all went out, and Nolan had to blow up the
nest.
Yeah, the nest with some deck charges that he took with him. I think another thing as well, going down to the bottom floor, the elevator did a little bit of a free fall, and people were there going, "How can they survive that sort of thing?"
They jumped right before they hit the ground.
Yeah, let's not go into that because that's going to.
No, well, that was pretty much for this episode. It didn't really go too much. You classed it as a filler episode, didn't you?
Yeah, I might have come off a bit rude, but yesterday, in one sentence, I said It's basically the very first filler episode. And that's not a bad thing, because every season needs filler episodes. But this was an episode where the main plot line did not expand much. Also, the main character progression did not really expand that much as well.
I thought there was some progression between Arissa and Nolan.
Yeah, there was. There's this now rift that is forming between Nolan and Arissa because of the Spirit Riders.
That was legitimately sad at the ending in the bar.
I have to admit, with the comment that I saw about the music that they played in that last scene, it was a bit too down and out for me, I think.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It was just too much of a inverted commas sad song.
Well,
in my opinion.
In the end, he thought she was going crazy.
Well, yeah, she was having a nightmare or something while she was sleeping. But no, there is a character progression where Nolan and Arissa aren't on happy terms at the moment. He went to speak to her at the end in a need want, but the Arathians, Suka came and sat down and started speaking to her. So I could see in the future maybe her going off with them for a bit or something like that. Do you know, where they have a real bad argument or something like that?
I can actually see them moving into town eventually.
Well, that seems to be what they were doing.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Well, they were supplies initially.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Never mind. I'm thinking because they got their land back, but then they were leasing it to the Macaulays. So never mind.
Yeah, they were renting that back. So I can. It's another thing. There's going to be. I can see as well in the next maybe 1 or 2 episodes. Julie Benz's character coming under scrutiny because she's apparently coming up for re-election again.
Yeah. Which is out of nowhere.
Yeah, which is a real short election term, isn't it?
Well, what I think is she just took over the duties of the mayor, and she still needs to be formally elected.
Yeah.
But that's not really how the pilot put it, if I remember right, during the speech. But, I mean, it makes for a good story, because...
I will have to see who goes up against her.
Daytech and Macaulay.
Yeah.
That's most likely, yeah.
Well,
I don't know about Macaulay. I know about Daytech.
No, but, I mean, the way I would see it is Daytech would say, like, I'm doing it, and then Macaulay's like, yeah, fuck you, I'm doing it as well then.
Wraith would try to do, like, beat... Just try to beat Daytech, like, only reason.
Yeah.
That way Daytech's not in charge.
Let's then speculate a bit more, and then, like... Some crisis break out, Amanda saves the day, and ends up staying the mayor.
That could happen.
Right.
Calling it now.
Calling it now. Place your bets.
Another way it could go is Daytech or Wraith could kind of win, and then they say, you know what, no, Amanda should have this position.
Yeah. Or, what is it? Stain or...
I'm sure to piss off some fans now, or Julie Benz's character could just die and the end.
No, not again.
Whoa.
Not again.
Look, she's credited for 13 episodes, so we're safe for now.
It just has to be said.
She's died far too many times.
Yes.
In far too many programs. The same with Jamie Murray. We don't want it happening.
We don't want them dead or...
They don't want
that. Also, I want to point out that I just now noticed that Deshaun Williams, a.k.a. Tommy, is actually listed as a guest star.
Yeah, that got me at the very beginning. Guest star.
Yeah, I was like, what guest star? He's like a major character. Go away. I want him as a major character.
Episode.
So right. That's kind of worrying.
Aye, we'll have to see. But isn't he credited for a few as well?
Yeah, he's credited for 13, like everyone else.
He has more than some of the main characters.
Right then. What?
Awkward silence?
No.
Are you joking me?
Breaking news. Defiance Central Podcast will have it a day late. What?
I have TweetDeck up. I have TweetDeck up all the time. And Hellbugs are entering Rift.
Yes, correct.
I've just seen that.
Yes, and people are throwing a hissy fit about it already.
Interesting.
Guys, it's free content. What the hell are you whining about? I mean,
it's breaking my immersion.
But I see people it's a cheap reuse of animation and models. Well, you have new models. What the hell are you whining about?
It's the same company.
I mean,
it's the same engine too.
No, but I mean, that's not entirely true, though. It's
sure.
the same engine from the same company. It's not the exact same engine.
Oh no, it's not the same
makes multiple engines.
Yeah, but you can easily port it over. Is what I'm saying.
Right, I've just got Storm Legion and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to go and get in there and find a Hellbug mount because apparently there is a mount.
Yes,
I'm not.
But I mean, people are reading it now, but devs have been tweeting about that for at least a few weeks now.
Have they?
That they were working on a Hellbug mount, and people have dismissed it as a joke.
I guess I don't really follow Rift. So.
You should not assume that sort of thing with Tryon.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
We're going to have to wrap this up for this week. It's going on, an hour and 20 now? So.
Yep, hour 15.
Hour and 50. No, never your fault. No, but next week we will be here, and, we'll be here again. We'll be talking about the show, and we'll also be seeing what's been going on in the world of Defiance in the video game.
Probably talk a little bit about Freightyard, how great it is.
Oh, yes. We will be talking about Freightyard, and we'll probably even give you some tips and hints, even more so. If you want, like Carl was saying earlier, if you want to get your Cerberus things up, go into Freightyard. That's going to be your best bet to do it.
Also, don't dying is a pro tip.
Yeah, don't die.
But be sure to push people out of the objective zone with the Cerberus into a wall. That's your best thing you can do, especially if you're in a match with Cal.
I am not driving with you ever.
Right.
Same service.
Where can you find us?
You can find us at defiance-central.com. Amazing new site layout we have, which is working now, thank God. You can also find us on Twitter at twitter.com/Defiance Central, twitter.com/Jimbu, twitter.com/DefianceCal, and on Facebook, facebook.com/community.Defiance Central, and over on YouTube at youtube.com//Defiance Central TV. And we also have our personal YouTube channels, which are linked in the featured channel box on our Defiance Central YouTube page. And I think that's it. And are we still looking for writers?
We are still, yes, we're looking for somebody to help with the either the community link program or to write some articles, be it guides or even somebody who likes making videos.
I think we should also ask again if anyone wants to make any comics.
Yes, and if you are a comic artist or something like that, we would love to see your work. So, just drop us a line at community@defiance-central.com. Also, the community link program is back with a new submission page as well. We've got that there with all the information that we need off you. So go take it out. Go take a look. You can find that under the community tab under how to join us. So we look forward to hearing from you, shall we say. Right. I've been Jimbo, and this has been Matt and Carl.
Yeah, we did it, Matt. We did it.
We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Later, guys.
Bye.